Hello guys, very good morning to all. Uh, Today going to explain about the topic variables, variables and types of variables, variables and types of variables. In this session, I am focusing about those two type variable and types of variable. Okay. First thing is tell me what is the definitions of variable. What do you mean by variable? Variable means what? Any idea what is the meaning of variable? Okay. Yes, it may be right, but not like that. A simple answer of variable definition is definition. If I give definition, variable is a name memory locations that used. Variable is a name memory location that used to store a data temporarily. That means we store data temporarily in variable. You know that in variable we store data temporarily. That means data is stored temporarily, not permanently. You can store during program executions. You can modify your data or not. We can modify data in at the time of program execution. When programs executed, we can modify it. Okay. Proud of definitions. Variable is a named memory locations to store data temporarily. Temporarily, we store the data. Okay. At the time of at the time of program execution, we can modify it. Okay, modify that data or not. We can modify the data. Okay, that is a simple definitions. Okay, then question is okay, Roshni, tell me, how can a variable be created? Simple question in my mind. How can I create variable? How can I create variable? The answer of the question is variable can be created by using data type. You can use create variable by using data type. We can create. Okay, by using data type we can create. As we have two type of variable or type of data types or not. We have in Java there are two type of data type that helps you to create a variable. What are those? Two types of variable. Sorry, two type of data types. First one is primitive. First one is primitive variable, and second one is what? Referenced variables. Okay, there is two data types that helps to create us here to create to using data. We can create variable. These two data types. Okay, then what do you mean by primitive data type? What do you mean by primitive data? Simple questions. Okay, let me tell me that what do you mean by primitive data type? Primitive, why use a variable can answer is the variable are created by using primitive data types is called primitive variables. It's called primitive variables. By using primitive data type, we can create primitive variable. I write short form primitive variable. Okay. And what does it mean by reference variable? A reference variable, the variable are created by using a reference type. The variable are created using referenced data type. By using a reference data type, we can create reference variable. Okay. First one is what is variable? Variable is the name memory locations to store data temporarily. We can store data temporarily, but we want to modify it. Then at the time of execution time, we can modify it. Then second one is how can How can be variable created? Variable created in two ways. Primitive by using data types. Data types are divided into two types, created by two types. One is primitive variable, second one reference variable. Primitive variables are those variables are created by using primitive data types. Those are called primitive variables. And reference variable means the variable are created by using a reference type of variable. Those are called reference type variables. Okay. Basically, the difference between primitive and reference is primitive variable store data. The primitive variable store data directly. We store the data directly, but the reference variable store data at the time of object, reference of object, not allow direct value. Okay, that means the reference variable store reference of object, not directly. It does not store data directly, so that we can store primitive data directly, but in the reference you can use the reference by object. By create of object you can create. Okay, that is the two things I want to explain it. Then second one, then the question arises, man, Rashmi, what is the types? Tell me about the types of variable. Tell me something about the types of variable. Okay, tell me about the types of variable. I have to give answer in a pictorial way. Okay, I have some picture in my laptop. I have to show you. Okay, that is easy for you to understand. Okay, this is a okay. I want to zoom it. Yes, this is the perfect example that you can understand. Pictorially is easy to understand. Okay, types of variable divide into two types. Divide into two types. One is class level variable. Second one is method level variable. One is class level variable. Second one is method level variable. Okay, there are two types divided. And the class level variable divided into also two types: static variable and non-static variable. What is that? Static variable, non-static variable. Also, same as method level variable also divided into two types: parameter variable, local variable. Got it or not? I explain again. Types of variable divided into two types. What are those? Class level variable and method level variable. And class level variable divided also two types: static variable, non-static variable. Okay. And method level variable also divided into two types: parameter level variable, local variable. Okay. These are two picture view. Okay. Fine or not? Then, based on the scope, based on the scope, I want to explain what is class level variable. What is class level variable? I already told that class level variables are, static variables, and second one is non-static variables. Okay, those are two: static variable, non-static variable. Okay, then tell me that what is the definition of static variable? What is the definition of non-static variable? Simple. Static variables means simple. The static variable means the class level variable which has static keyword in the creation statement is called static. The class level variable, the class level variable, those are the class level variable present inside the class level variable having having static keyword. Static keyword, static keyword. It's in its creation statement. Creation statement. Those are called those are called static. Okay, those are called static variable. Example, suppose I like static int equal to 10. Okay, this is called static. Also write example static float f equal to 10.0. Suppose I write this is static. In the creation test statement, I write static, that so that it is a static keyword, static variable. Okay. Then in this form you can recognize it. Okay. What is then second was a non-static. Non-static means simple. If it is not contain static keyword, then it is called non-static. Okay. If it is contain static keyword, if it is contain static keyword, then it's static. If it is not contain non static keyword, then it's called non. Example is, suppose you like int a equal to 20, int b equal to 30, that like that. If you write, this is called non-static. This is called non-static. This is called non-static. Okay. Then then this is all about static and non-static. Then third one is local variables. Local variables. What do you mean by local variables? Local variables means the variable created inside a method or block that is called local variable. The variable those are created inside a method or block, those are called local variable. Created created inside method or block are called local variable. Local variables. Okay. If it is any variable that was created inside a method that is called, or block that is called local variable. And last one is and those variable at class level, that is called class level variable also. The variable which is created class level, that is called class level variable. Okay. Class level, those variable created. Okay, the variable that's created at class level is called class level variable. Okay, that is mean the class level variable present in the class level. Then I have given four of that: static variable, non-static variable, local variable, class level variable. Then the location, memory location of the above variables. How they memory locate? How they memory locate three variables. Basically, the local variable get memory location when method is called. Whenever we call the method, that time local variable memory get. Okay, the local variable get memory location when the method is called, and their creation statement is executed. And the creation statement is executed. Simply if I write local variable, local variables get memory when method is called, and their creation statement is executed. Means creation statement executed, executed. They get memory respect to that method. They get memory with the respect to method. So we call the method variable. So we call that method variable. Basic, basically local variable are automatically created when method is executed. When method is executed, that time local variable are created and they are destroyed automatically. They created automatically at the time of execution, and they destroy automatically after method is execution complete. Start when, simply remember local variable automatically created when method executed. When method executed, local variable created and destroyed when automatically when the execution is complete. Execution when complete, then is automatically destroyed. So they are called auto variables. They also call auto variables. They are called auto variables. Okay. Then second one, static variables. Static variables. Static variables memory location when class load is given. When we get memory when our class loaded to JVM. When class load to JVM, they get memory. They get memory. Um, so they are also called class variables. They are also called class variables. Okay. Starting variable get memory when class loaded to JVM, and non-static non-static variables get memory when object creation using nuclear. When object creation in new keyword. When new keyword or create object, at time memory get with respect to the object. So they are called object variable. They are also called object variables or instance instance variables. Instance variables. Okay, are also called you can also call fields. Okay, okay. I give a practical things that give more clarity about what are static variables, what are non-static variables, what are a local variable. Okay, fine. Then I have to declare. It's simply a class. I give declare a class. In class, I given the name. Class name. Suppose I like variables. I write variables. Class name is variable, and this is just this open bracket and close bracket is the scope of the class. This is scope. This open bracket, this close bracket is the open of class. In between the class, if I write static int a equal to 10, or I write static b equal to 20, those are called what? Those are called static variables because they are defined. They are defined in class level. This is for class level. They are defined in class level. And what is about non-static? Non-static is, suppose I declare without static keyword int x is equal to suppose 50 and y equal to 60. Declare int y equal to 60. Those are called non-static variables. Those are called non-static variables. Okay, you have got clarity or not? The variable having static keyword in class level, those are the static variable, and those who have doesn't have in class level doesn't have static keyword, doesn't contain static keyword, they are called non-static variable. And what is about local variable? Local variable present inside a method, a block. It is also method or not? This is the main method. Inside method, if I declare int p uh, int p equal to, if I declare int p is equal to 70 or int q equal to 80, those are called what? Those are called local variables. Local variables. Those are called local variables. Okay, clear. Then I ask a question. I have a question that can you say that how many variables are created in this program? In this program, I have created some variable not. Now tell me what are the variables in the above program? What are the variable in the creation of a program? There are five variables. Five variables. What are those? A, B, two variables. Okay. P, Q, also variables, and arcs. It is also variable. And you think that why x y not variable? Variable x y are not created because there is object not created. Because if I create object, then They call variable. Without object, they are not variables. Okay, fine. Understand or not? There are five variables: x, y, x, y, p, q, x, and x, y not a variable because still now they do not get object. They are not the object, so they are not get memory. Okay. Understand or not? Still, you are understand or not? I think you have good clarity. Then I go to the next thing, that more description about local local variables. More description about local variables and rules. Local variable and rules. What are the local variable? More explanations about local variable and the rules. While working with local variable, we must follow three rules. Whenever you're working with local variable, you have to follow three rules. What are the rules? Rule one is local variable cannot be accessed another method. You cannot access a local variable from another method because its scope is restricted only within the method. Within the method, scope is within the method. Also cannot be guaranteed variable creations. So because that method is only may or not create called. So that time we get error, compile the error. Simple, remember rule one. Rule one is what? Local variable a local variable cannot be accessed from another method. Simple, remember another methods because uh, scope is scope is within the method only. Within the method only. Within the method. Okay. If this is a theoretical part, local variable access cannot be accessed from another class, another method. If I give you practical things, I have given, yes, I have a class. Suppose I have declare a class, I remove it, I declare a class from variable. In variable, I declare my public static. I declare a method public static m1 method. What is non-return type method with string args. This is a method. In the method, I declare and local variable. I declare local variable and a equal to 10, and I write system dot out dot println, and I want to show the output. So I write. Then I want to compile it. First of all, save it. Save it. Name is variables. Okay, I want to compile it. Is compile or not? Yes, it is compiled. Okay, there's compile, that is compile time. When I put their main method not found, right? Because in that no main method found. Okay, this compile or not? Compiled. Happily compiled. Execute because it is not executed. I'm not write any main method. Okay. If I write m1 method convert into main, then also it is compiled. There is no compile time error. Also, it is execute also, giving the output 10. Okay. Then I have created another method. I have created another method which name static. The static method static but m1 method is another of I want to access this variable in another method. This is another method or not? It is another method. I want to access the a variable value in this method, and simple I want to copy it and I want to paste. I want to access it and paste, and I want to see the what is the out access or not. When I try to access the a variable, in simple compiler throw cannot find same one because the scope of variable local variable scope is within the method. This is a method or not? In this open bracket, in this place it will be accessible. Outside this method cannot be accessible. So if you want to access the compiler through whatever cannot find symbol. Okay, this is the first rule. I think you understand what is the scope of the variable. And second rule, uh, rule number two. Rule number two is that local variables should not be accessed without initialize. Before initialization, we cannot access it. We cannot access it. Without initialization, we cannot access it. If it is not initialized, then we cannot access. Initialize means what? Initialize means the value is not initialized. This is not default value. We cannot access default value. Without initialization, we cannot access. Second thing, local variable cannot cannot be accessed without initialization. Without initialization, we can, if you want to access, then combine also through error that the variable will not have initialized. Variable will not initialized. Simple throw error. This also I give you practical knowledge. Variable might not be found initialized. This error also show. I give a practical of this step. This same I will declare same thing, same class, also same variable, and so I declare another non-static variable like int b. I'm not initialized, and I want to see the output. Then I close, delete the method, and simply add access. If value I try to access a variable value, then simple compile. Also, it is executed 10. Whenever I see concentrate that the b variable not still not initialized, and I want to see the output without initialization, I simply add b equal to b, then compiler that's all error. What is right? Variable b may not be initialized. Without initialization, we cannot be access the variable. Okay, then simple I write another, I think I write that what is the, it is compile time error. This is compile time error, right? Then I like another statement like a equal modify to modify a plus 10. Then I want to initialize it. Initialize simple 10 10. Answer is 10. A plus 10. Okay, let's say initialize. Then I write another statement like b equal to b plus another. I want to modify it value, and compile also throw error because still now variable not initialized, so it is also throw error. Well, finally, I want I initialize it. Finally, I want to initialize and modify b equal to 20, and and I want to see the output of b variable. Simple, right? B. Compile it. Compile, and after execute also value is 20. See that value is 20. Still it is initialized. Before the statement, the v variable is not initialized. Now it is initialized. Okay. That means still very release. After that, you have get idea about without initialization you cannot access local variables. Third rule is, this is second. Third rule all about local variable must be accessed only after the creation statement. After the creation statement only access, because method execution sequentially execution from top to bottom. The method is always execution from top to bottom, so that if it is initial statement below the uh, below the below, then it is not found there because our compiler search from top to bottom, search top to bottom sequentially. If it is not sequentially initialize, initialize, also get error. What is the error? Cannot find symbol. Simple error he got. This also I give you practical things. Yeah, I declared a same method. I have declared another method. Okay, fine. I declared a method. I declare a class. Class name is variable, and I declare a method. I declare static method. Static void m1 method. Okay, and to write system dot out dot println. I write directly. I write without initialization. I write a. I want to access a variable. Okay, and below the statement I write and A. Int A. I want to compile it. See, the file also said error. Give me error because of still variable not initialized. No, error cannot find symbol variable class view. Okay, this is an error. After that, if I write same thing after the variable initialized, if I write same thing calling output calling a system, so error. I want to call after the initialization. See the output. This also be error. This is also be error because still now variable not initialized. After the initialization, it is complete. If I give a statement, I write in a equal to 10, and I want to see the outputs. Then I declare system output println. Simply compile, happily code compile. Error variable already defined in one method because variable already defined and a variable is declared. I want to um, and execute it. Okay, compile. This is main method of fun, but it's execute. If I declare main method, then happily execute. There is no error. Okay, this is all about what local variable. This is all about local variable. In another sessions, I discuss about local variable discussed class level variable. Class variable. There is some question. How can I access local variable value from another method? How can I access? Simple. Pass an argument to it. Pass an argument and store its class level variable. Two types. One is pass it is an argument and store using class level variable. If you want to use the variable one to method, store using local variable in one method. Okay, and pass it an argument another method. This approach recommended to save memory. Approach is recommended to save memory. Okay. Okay. Thank you for watching. This is all about today class. In next class, I also discuss. I discuss about class level variable. Okay. That's all. That's all today. Thank you.